My name is Kroiss. I'm a medical doctor, of course, and I have been the president of the academy for, I think, 4 or 5 years. The first president, because I founded it, and I was always supporting Donato to be our source, our head, spiritually and concerning IPT. I am an alternative doctor, and so many cancer patients came to me, and I was successful or not, they amounted up, so I looked for a solution. And a colleague of mine told me there will be a seminar in France, so I attended that. And I'm very thankful that he educated us. He educated us well, and I was very happy with that. My first patient, I came home and started it immediately. My first patient had a breast cancer tumor of this size, so I treated her, and we took a lot of insulin at that time. She fell asleep after 20 minutes, and I thought I have to wait for 30 minutes because that's what the protocol said. So I waited, was a bit nervous, of course. And then I administered that, and then it said, after 3 quarters, you give the, after half an hour, you give the medication. After 3 quarters, you give the glucose. And I waited. So then after 3 quarters, I gave the glucose. She woke up and said, "When do we start?" And this is the funny part of it. And the very good part of it is, after 10 or 12 treatments, the cancer was gone. Couldn't feel it, so I was happy, right? So I kept on with that and had my experiences, and I went to every conference, and I learned very much each conference. I think after 3 conferences, I grasped the whole thing for the first time. No, it's not that bad, because I'm a quick learner. But you work on it, and then you get the concept. So that's why it is very important to be part of the group of the Academy for IPT, because there are some doctors who get the idea, oh, okay, I give chemotherapy and first I give insulin, good idea, yes, then I can go down with the dosage of the chemotherapeutic agent, but this is not IPT. IPT is a metronomic and very distinct thing, variably well, but you learn it by talking with other doctors, getting experience, and then you become an expert. First of all, I don't like it that others say, I invented now, I am the expert. You have to follow the source from the grandfather through the father. That's very natural for me. I would never do that. So I cannot compare it because I was never there, but I find it a bit disgusting. First of all, it is very difficult to unite doctors. It's the most terrible thing on earth. They want to do their own thing. Some of them just want to earn money and are don't really, in first place, care for patients, right? So, yes, it was difficult. And then we got the license to educate others. And then I found that when I educated somebody in IPT, that this person didn't have the connection to Donato. And that was a mistake, because then they went away and did their own thing. We who started, the group who started, 3 of us, we are still staying together and supporting Donato and keeping the thing going. Well, we are very thankful that he did what he did, because it was very difficult in these times to present or to put together and present a working treatment without being in the contrary of oncologists or other doctors. So he did a very fine job to just do that and not being attacked. This is very, it sounds probably strange, but this is how it is in medicine. And I must say, it is very important to stick to a common routine, because there are many doctors around who think they can take insulin and so on, and then it's not very successful, and it must be successful, because if it's not successful, it will be attacked. And that's what we have to avoid. This was also my mission as a president. Also, I want to say I think it is very important. The others didn't really realize. I got on board at that time, 82 years professor of oncology, who is not. See, this professor, even he came to do a seminar, right? So why do others don't do that? He wasn't bad enough for that. He's a professor, he could just be, he is part of our group, and I don't like doctors who don't get a good education, because they still will be amateurs and not professionals. Well, see that they get better, or that the cancer is gone at all, right? Which is not all the time. If you don't heal them, they are at the end not only satisfied, right? So then I can also not be satisfied. But of course it was satisfying as a doctor who is responsible for cancer treatment, that I had successes that others don't have, and I could do things that others couldn't do. Well, IPT is not only for cancer. So IPT means Insulin Potentiation Therapy. That means insulin potentiates the efficiency of medications. And also the origin was not treating cancer, it was treating poliomyelitis, and he could heal things, the first Donato, could heal things that were unthinkable. Quadriplegia of a child, and then jumping 3 weeks later in front of the camera. And then syphilis, he could heal tertiary syphilis, which was unthinkable at that time. Yeah? And he managed to get on the first page of what was it, in a newspaper, Newsweek magazine, right? Well, okay. And then, of course, the attacks came, and he was a Mexican doctor. And the Americans was a Mexican doctor. But this is how it runs in medicine. And then it was quiet until Donato came up and dared to share it with us. What was your question? Do you remember?
Yes.
The point is that you get medication into the cell with insulin, right? The cell opens up and the medication goes in. So you can treat chronic infections with a relatively small amount of antibiotics or something, and you can heal things which you cannot heal when you don't use it, because some germs hide in the cell, so you don't get them. you normally with antibiotics. So you have a large field, and if you're not into cancer treatment, but you will get cancer patients when you do IPT. But anyway, it's a very interesting, and the whole stuff is interesting when you work with it and when you get the education and have then chats with other doctors, what they do and what their experience is and so on. Well, personally, it will be my last time. I'm not happy, I'm not healthy anymore, and I thought I come my last time here to see all my friends and say goodbye. I'm 70 now, and I leave the responsibility for this group to others and don't disturb them anymore. I will advise them if they want my advice. The doctors must go their own way. Every doctor must go his own way. It is quite common nowadays that we are forced to go one line and don't go beside that. But this is, of course, the wrong thing, the wrong way to do, to perform medicine or a healing medicine. So everybody has to go his own way, and he must look into this matter, at least, and see how it works and what it could be for him. I would say it is necessary to look into this matter, even if he doesn't apply it in his, we have dentists or other doctors having done that course. And I'm sure they had benefit of it. But I can't tell you what other doctors should do. No, I don't do that, because they are so different. And this is the good part of it. Oh yes, there is a message. Serve the patients, and don't do it for money. There is one more thing. Selecting the patient for IPT. It is a legal matter and a matter to protect oneself. Take only those patients where you are sure that you can help them better than others can do. So you can help this patient because you know if they get chemotherapy, full stuff, they will soon suffer from that and have less benefit. So this is my message, that you only take those patients where you are sure you can help, and you will be better than others, a better result than others will have.